Thanks, that was really fun. Next, we've got Timothy Kloss. Tim is, among other things, the host of Poets Mondays at Linneman's every week. Starts at 7:30 with signups starting at 7. I was honored to be the featured reader there about a week and a half ago. It's the longest running open mic in Milwaukee and one of the longest running ones in the country, as far as I understand. When did it start?
Well, Poets Monday started in 1990 at Cafe Melange, and I started being the host in 2000. So this is our start of our 26th year at Linneman's.
Oh, yeah. So Tim's been a great host of that for many years and is just a super supportive host in person, and I've valued his friendship and advice in recent months as I've gotten to know him, and it's my pleasure to have him perform next.
Thank you. It's a real privilege and honor to be among all these poets and musicians. This is called Breonna Taylor, Say Her Name. COVID nurse, struck by a police bullet, struck by another police bullet, struck by yet another police bullet, struck by even another police bullet, struck, oh God, no, by another police bullet, struck by, yes, God knows, another police bullet. Black lives materialize atop the utmost jazzy edge of emergent seas. White caps a laugh to the bank. Wait! Another police bullet struck her. The police had gone to the wrong address. Breonna Taylor, say her name. This is style and taste. How better to enhance the already supercharged atmosphere? A pre-dawn sauntering beginning midway, the second week of July. While lightning flashes brighten the dark host of thunderheads cast across a free man's sky. And glowering leonine snarls and rattlesnake crackles lumber burdensome musculature and streaking unwind their sudden presences in frightful closeness, fast hard upon a lull, long intoned by sustained, muffled, tympanic rolling, and low, hollow kettle drum thudding, signifying vast, even past void field distances, that to vocalize heart-melt strains drawn from one's own quiver of panthemic poesy. Vibrantly, a nubile wood nymph hoisting her limber haunches about one's hips, we agree. It is an absolute definite, must rank right up there among any classic or free-form flashes of eminent magnitude. Leaving that fancy as a fabulous given, can we forget memory for a moment and look around without preconceived notions? Not if someone suggests it, no. We must lapse into so tot-like trances despite ourselves, and thus delight in shapes and colors for which we give no name, but only rejoice in the glee of our innocent, pure encounter. Of course, I've twisted more than one ankle, and have wrenched my blessed knee while engaged in such primal sensation, when my balance lost its earthly foothold, as a gopher's portal caught me unawares, or a molehill tripped me up, or a traffic-directed signpost cracked my noble pate between the eyes. Downcast, but wholly attended upon, Paleolithic incisors perceived along the rain-splattered walk, glistening party color at the bottom of a mound of lawn that rounded up to a garden, a bed of snapdragons which, employing a stranger's privilege, smelled like grape popsicles. Yummy! Style and taste. You know, it's always a treat to have Nick Ramsey at a poetry reading. He's one of the great poetic personalities that I've ever met. And he's such an integral force to our area and also to the Racine and Kenosha area. He's always bringing up people to Poets Monday from Racine and whereabouts. And it's always special to have him. And it was it was just a great moment when he and Nicole got married back in 20. And so it's great to have you here. And this is the first time I saw Andrew, so very good. And I'm really looking forward to Brenda and Roberto, excuse me. So anyway, it's really nice. This is, by the way, this is my dad's jacket. So even though it's spring, I just felt like wearing my dad's jacket tonight. So this is called I, who calls a cell a reasonable well-fellow sigh, as a chalky three-quarter visage removeth holy hat and vaporous muffler, leaving them sleek in eastern coterie, or some such doubtful rack unto hang low, ever reshaping the regnant flowing fabric by the forest protruding peep of philomel, measured for dawn's cloak, at her preternatural discretion, keeping her lark's purring direction above mention, so that cold face peering for the witching time pitch of a lonesome promontory with a view to haunt the Californian coast concretely, or a secreted midway island exotica neglects the bland dress of gray-hued accompaniment and ignores the enchanted singer's violet blue lament. I cannot stay the moon, nor any clouds of earth longing and wrath, ere the lunatic fringe is balderdashed off as so many used beamings reflect high tail lights from Asgard, whose sovereign sage enraged wages princes, valiant news, ruling the solar system. We're alone always, even coming inside a body I barely know. It feels good, the silken glide, a pleasurable warm glow, and oh, the heavenly afterglow, there into vacation. For all our elated treating, such joys left fleeting. 'Tis a vainglorious evasion from god-awful truth, haply for to bend more crucially through. Yo, very precious rendezvous, and feel one the other, each own immortal solitude. So I say, I sing it to you, I that am at half many a sif-tending flower sniffed, tongued, fingered, pricked, teasing the South China Seas, hazing an Amazon jungle, enlightening Istanbul alleys, civilizing Tigris and the Euphrates, going down to the Fox River and Gobi Desert valleys, eclipsing alien rays around South Polar ice-capping Chanties, and mounting back up to the tip of the Andes. I. Vernissage is a French word for varnishing room, and it's used as the word for a private showing before an art opening. So this is called dancing ovation on a standing reception for the silent world of art. This yet unvanquished vernissage whereabouts into we've been led or tossed off or swept away or ourselves plunged, 'tis no well of despair from which, at swan song plash we might be lifted by the promissory pail of patience, touchingly tethered evict the hemp of humanity to the crank of conscientious civility. Oh no, we're in the gutter of utter gravity, a cavity which trains downward to the sewers in verses of survival, revival of the monkey, king-queen misfits, it's who must mutate the music by the master, a stirring up the natural, a gradual re-envisioning, supervision of such deeps, hard leaps from degradation, irradiating desire, assiring the blissful, whistling free, then wistful in bondage, an iron age of bounding planks in chains of everlasting change. What? We have achieved crystallization of thought as is. What that is an utterance we purport emerges from and have wanted to resurge in this profound silence or gratifying repository for a highly lively mind, likewise a jolt of astonishment to the sluggish one. For each it appears less comical than the fairest description on arrhythmic crash from dismantled ice, the voice of God, the vacuum come to play the wind upon the stretched branches of a river or a tree, and underarms of a lady poised to supply the bottom in a chamber ensemble. Their negative space nurtureth, encourages the nicely proportionate gesture of pluck, strum, stroke, resolutely, spiritedly commandeered, yes conveyed, instilling prescience of divinity. Such doth the turn of a leaf, flagging its veins about their lifeline, depending from an arc toward the scrappy twig, a twittering its countless brethren en masse, finest feathers, sparest tendrils, affording softest clusters of harmony to the broad body melodic, the heavy trunk, the upward swell outward, the characteristic bending and smooth chase, the pretty passes of seeming graph, a final pronouncement. So too the shimmer over my newest directional difference of water course. Yet the blinding light must be signaled only by its effects. So we are limited, not just by the frame, but ultimately to expression of the abstract. Still, that's not a bad thing. Agreed. A primary aspect, forming the artist's job, rests with such polish upon this its favored facet, on point before the golden bar, to emphasize the obvious. Dancing ovation on a standing reception for the silent world of art. And finally, thank you. And finally, this is a sonnet to your smile. Persons real rarely impress me as do the models for old masters, whose splendid raiment donned, or simple peasant lack of largesse. To pose in quiet reflection, or suspended amid disasters, or disrobed to bed in Our Lady's chamber, or on the outskirts, sponging laundress toilet along a pastoral stream, tortured by uncouth embrace, or resplendent in romantic slumber, farming the native earth, enwrapped upon the sea-coastal dream. Lo, the infinite shades which couch the thumb, while the nostro sfumado inspires, as the palm the discordant apple cradles, or fingers the lyre strums, or the ankles awash of volcanic fires. But if I try aping my master's contours fall and rise, then I see the light of the gods close and open everyday eyes. Thank you.